Welcome back, students, to the second half of the chapter 1.8 Voyaging Towards Excellence. If you remember, we had stopped at the point where the author has given the IIT entrance exam and he has successfully cleared it. Now, what's next? Okay, after clearing the entrance exam, he says, I was quite happy getting into IIT, but my joy was short lived. Okay, so he's all set to go to Mumbai, IIT Mumbai, but he says the joy was short lived. Why does he say that? Because he comes from a very small town, Solapur, right? So he says that he had not seen buildings more than three-storied, which were higher than three-storied buildings. So he gets a little frightened because in Mumbai you find all tall skyscrapers around. Okay, and the next thing what he says is at IIT, most of the students and professors used to converse in English, whereas my English was very poor. So it can be really intimidating, can be real frightening for students who come from different mediums. I mean English, Hindi, Gujarati medium. Okay, so their language is their weak point is not being able to converse properly in English. So he admits the fact that his English was real pathetic. It was real bad. Okay, and he says he had a very weak vocabulary and the pronunciation was also equally terrible, and then the construction of English sentences was very awkward. Okay, because it is very difficult to make sentences and speak them properly. So what happens is, to such children, they feel all the more left out, aloof. The reason is because everybody is all hi-fi speaking English, and here is a few lot of children who don't know to speak, who don't know to express themselves. So they feel out of the crowd, right? So he started developing a feeling of inferiority complex. Now, what is inferiority complex? This means having a very low self-esteem. Okay, whereby you are thinking you're good for nothing. Okay, you start doubting about your self, about your strength. Okay, you start questioning whether am I good enough. Okay, and such is a situation that they are gripped with fear that they just want to run away. They don't know what to do. They are all so new to the surrounding, to the people, and they just can't adjust. Okay, then he cites an incident whereby he says he's sitting at the mess table. Mess is actually a place, it's a canteen where you have your meals, your food. Okay, so a guy has come over there. The author was sipping his tea and he came and sat beside him, okay, adjacent to him. And he was a convent educated guy with fairly sophisticated English. So who's a sophisticated person who can, who knows how to behave, how to talk, who's aware of the fashion culture trend, is somebody known to be sophisticated. Okay, at least spoken or colloquial English. So he seemed to be like a person who speaks English on a daily basis, and he was a bit arrogant. Okay, so to show off, he was very proud, a proud fellow. To show off, he just wanted to pull his leg. So what he did is, he knows that this fellow can't speak in proper English, so deliberately he started speaking in English. He had a conversation with me and started pointing out my errors. So what is he doing? He is trying to demotivate the author by pointing out to the mistakes. So even if the author would try to speak, here was a fellow who would point out to his mistakes and then make him feel all the more terrible. After about 5 minutes, he walked away after insulting me. So you can imagine what a terrible situation the author must have been. The author says, I felt very humiliated. quite, insulted, and he felt very upset. He was quite depressed and defiant. Defiant meaning lacking confidence. This is what some people do. Try to snatch away the confidence so that you run away, and so that the space is cleared for them. That's what they want. And I was almost broken. And he says this is the feeling that he developed in him, that he wanted to go back to Solapur again. However, it was only my self-esteem which stopped me. So somewhere deep down, he had his inner voice speaking to him, telling him that, no, you're not supposed to. Suddenly, a feeling of determination and strength, from somewhere, that voice came back to him, saying that no, you cannot be running away. You just cannot be a coward, right? Because there are some positive factors to look at. What were these? What were those? Right? Despite hailing from Solapur, if I would be a rank holder in the school, college, IIT with several awards in mathematics, there must be something right. Okay, a normal, ordinary person couldn't have achieved all of these, right? Just because of one drawback or one weakness. Why should you just leave the race and just go away? That's not fair. Why should I give up? That's a valid question. Why should I give up? Just because I cannot speak English, why should I run away? And that too for a small silly thing like English. Okay, speaking English, even no matter you don't know right now, but there is nothing like you cannot learn and you cannot master English, right? So I was determined to fight back. As I climbed the stairs of my hostel room, my plan was ready in the mind. Normally, most of us who are educated in vernacular languages such as Marathi think in Marathi before speaking in English. That's a fact, because when you are not so firm and not so fluent over the language, whichever medium you have studied, suppose it's in Gujarati or Marathi, first you will think over in that language and then you will try to later on translate it into English. Okay, but whatever, that becomes a little awkward. But then I had decided that I would do nothing of this sort. I wanted to achieve excellence. So this is the drive in him. This is the spirit in him, that he never wanted to give up. If he can come over, face all the challenges, till now he believed that he could do even further. This urge to excel was there for him since his childhood. So there was nothing stopping him. He has always aimed for high. I wanted to speak excellent. This is what his determination was. He made up his mind and he determined that he's going to speak excellent, elegant and fluent English. This is a promise that he made to himself. So that was not going to be an easy task. Okay, the determination, just the determination is not enough. You got to be working hard for it as well. So what did he do? Okay, what were the things that he tried to do to improve his language? So the first thing is he started reading English newspapers and English novels. Then he studied the etymology. Etymology meaning the origin of words, and then phonetics. Phonetics means the sound or the speech or the pronunciation of words. Learn how to speak. How does it sound, right? And then a practice was required. You're going to stand in front of the mirror and nobody else in the room, and you start speaking. Okay, so you're going to correct yourself again and again if you're going wrong, and improvise. This is how you're going to learn to speak English. So he says it was a tough job of 9 to 10 months, and then slowly, steadily, he started feeling very, very confident, right? My fear had vanished, and I started feeling at home. Once you've mastered the language, there was nothing looking back. In my future career, see, this is how he has grown. He says 32 years in information technology field. I was a chief executive and the managing director or the head of software company with thousands of software engineers worldwide. So he is holding such a reputed position, right? During that period, I had given several presentations. So he wouldn't have been confident enough to give those presentations, make those negotiations, right? Meet several important people, dignitaries, the CEOs, the directors, the vice presidents, all over UK, US, Australia. He couldn't have managed if he wouldn't have mastered the language. I was absolutely at ease at that time. Okay, he felt so confident and relaxed no matter what. It's only due to the efforts at IIT that I could sign contracts worth millions of dollars worldwide and also run global software companies. So it's no small job that he did. He achieved so much. Okay, it's all because of his dedication and hard work. Then getting back, he says at IIT he got good marks in the first 2 years. Then what happened the next year? In the third year, he says, I came in contact, something happened and something changed his life drastically, and that was he happened to meet 15-20 excellent, brilliant students, researchers, professors from IIT, TIFR and BARC. So IIT is the Indian Institute of Technology, TIFR is the Tata Institute of Technology, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, and BARC is the Baba Atomic Research Center. TCP is the Transmission on Control Protocol. IP is the intellectual property. Okay, so he happened to meet several important people like the visiting professors from America and various universities, the renowned mathematicians and so on. I was instantaneously attracted to this group. Okay, it is the knowledge that attracted, the conversation and the contact that he developed with these people, that he got attracted to this group, and he said this friendship had a lasting impact on my life. So even I told you earlier, even the kind of people and the associations that you have matter. That's what matters, and that is what makes you a wonderful person. Okay, that if you are in a group of good, educated, wise people, that will help you in developing your own personality. And that is how he says he understood the meaning of real brilliance. Okay, the real intelligence. And then he would try to rate himself, he would try to compare himself and see where is he standing amongst those people. So he realized the importance, and he also realized that how lucky he has been to have been associated with so many good people around him, and that too on a global scale, how his life has been affected. So we shall stop here and continue in the next video lecture. Thank you.